sides of the diamond headlined the early part of the contest again last night. Emotions turned into frustrations as the night moved along, stoking the fire in this ongoing rivalry. Think back to day one of the 2015 regular season. All these guys walking out to take the team photo. There are a lot of different faces, so that's why you got to take it at this point in the season. Miles had everything under focus. His dad Rusty was there as well to help out, and everybody was all laughs. We get set for Game 3 of this four-game series between the Phils and the Mets, and the Phils are trying to stop a losing streak to the New York Mets. Take a look at some of these numbers. The Mets' 7-game streak against the Phils, they've outscored them 50-25. They've out-hit them by a large margin. They've out-homered them by a large margin. But look at the pitching numbers. The pitching numbers, including this series, the bullpen for the Mets has outpitched the bullpen of the Phillies. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Matt Stairs. So, what does Game 3 have in store for us tonight? The home runs in Game 1, the energy and activity in Game number 2. Well, tonight it's Jared Eichhoff, who's going to try to become the first Phillies starter in this series to go at least 6 innings.
and it's going to be tough doing tonight. The Mets have been swinging the bat very well. But one thing about Eichhoff, he has a very good fastball. He spots his fastball very well. His first major league start right here, he was very good. Surprising his fastball got up to 94 miles an hour at times. He lived right around 92. Everyone talked about how good his curveball was. Well, it was actually his slider this game that was unhittable. He had hitters off balance the whole time. What he did is he started out outer third, just off the corner, and you can see the pitch usage he used. 68% fastballs. I'd like to see him use his changeup a little bit more. He only threw one. It was hit by a triple, but I like the Bulldog action. He goes out there and he pounds the zone. He works fast. He has a great rhythm, which is nice to see. A lot of times rookies will get out there, they start thinking a little too much. He gets on the mound, he wants the ball, and he wants to throw strikes.
And it almost looked like he was taking control of his own game in his final inning before he gave way to the bullpen. Well, tonight he will deal with this Mets team, which is red hot, not only against the Phillies, but, Matt, this team is red hot on this road trip against the Rockies and the Phils.
Well, it's very impressive. They say hitting is contagious. Well, this has been hitting, and this is contagious. 15 home runs over the 5 games, average 3 home runs per game. They're average just under 8 extra base hits per game, which means a lot of guys talk about on the bench, hey, trade places with them. You hit a double, trade places with them. They're not worried about getting guys over. They're worried about driving guys in, getting guys in scoring position, hitting more doubles, hitting more home runs. The pitching has not been very good the last 5 games for the Mets, but the offense has been carrying the load, getting huge hits, hitting a lot of home runs, and hitting with no fear.
Well, the Mets starting pitchers, the first 2 games, Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, did not get into the 6th inning. Let's see if the Phils can capitalize on that tonight. They'll face Bartolo Colon, making his 25th start of the season. Eichhoff, of course, game number 2 in his big league career. Lineups at first pitch and everything else when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Toyota, where will Toyota take you? Visit buyattoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, one deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Our 25-year-old right-hander Jared Eickhoff, a fairly intense gentleman, pitched very well in his first outing against the Miami Marlins. Let's take a look at the lineup he'll face tonight, brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Granderson, Cespedes, and Murphy, followed by Kadire, Flores, and Conforto. Juan Uribe starts for David Wright at third. Anthony Recker, the catcher, bats eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is Bartolo Colon. Eickhoff 1-0. He won his major league debut, 6 innings, 5 hits. 12-5 this year combined in the minor leagues. And he is ready to go. Curtis Granderson is the first batter he'll face. And the first pitch of the game is taken low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
You see the Budweiser scouting report. Average fastball 92 miles an hour. 4-pitch pitcher. Lefties hit 500 last game, and the righties hit $191.
Check swing by Granderson. He went around.
$171.
$71.
Oh, 71. Uncle.
We'll get there. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Granderson. Fastball outside. In his last outing, and I would imagine we'll see it again, he established his fastball against the Marlins. Moving it toward the outside and inside part of the plate. You were talking during the open about the fact that he was at 94 miles an hour. There must have been an amazing adrenaline rush for him in his major league debut. That was the slider. Again, the scouting report coming up is that his curveball was his out pitch, but he had a really good slider the other night. He even admitted that after the game, that he really liked his slider the way it was moving. Ground ball foul. It remains 3-2.
Well, it's time for our Nissan keys to the game. And key number 1, Darnell Sweeney, get them going. Leading off tonight, we need some energy at the top of the lineup. And for Eickhoff, same approach versus the Marlins. Be very aggressive and attack the zone.
Fly ball center field. Odubel on the run. It'll stay in the yard. And oh, it's off his glove. That could be the first ball since May that he has botched, that he had lined up. That'll be an E8. And the Mets have a runner in scoring position. It's kind of like last night. Ryan Howard had an error right out of the chute, and the Mets had a runner in scoring position.
Just closed the glove too early. Almost looks like he blocked himself a little bit with his glove.
He has made just about every play this year. That's the second one like that he's botched this season. I mean, he's been so good out in center field, making the transition from second base to center field. That error was his 5th of the season. So here's Cespedes, who was 2 for 10 in the series with 2 home runs. Or I should say 3 for 10 with 2 home runs. All right, so a little adversity right out of the chute for Eickhoff. Change up high. Apparently Jamie Moyer just popped his head in and wants you to know that he's thinking 2 hands on that play. 1 ball, no strikes to Cespedes. At the knees on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Boy, he homered in game 1. He also homered last night.
Yeah, it was a cutter from Jerome Williams that didn't cut a whole lot, stayed in the middle of the plate and drove it straight away center for second home run of the series.
Cespedes overall hitting .306 with the Mets, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs. Slider outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. A lot of things stood out from Eickhoff's first major league start, including that first Phillies starter with a scoreless outing in his major league debut since Cole Hamels against the Reds in 06. Check swing, foul ball, 2-2.
Kind of ironic. Cole Hamels, Eickhoff trade together.
He is one of a handful of guys the Phillies expect to have contribute from that trade with the Rangers for Cole Hamels. Matt Harrison was around the ballpark today.
And Jake Diekman.
I forgot about Jake. Fouled back again. It's 2-2. Well, we showed you the numbers during the open about how strong the Mets have been on this road trip, this 5-game road trip, and this guy has been right in the middle of that. Terry Collins, it was almost like Christmas Day when he was presented with Yoenis Cespedes in that trade. That one's hit toward the hole, backhanded by Galvis, long throw, and it'll be a base hit for Cespedes. Good base running by Granderson to get to third on that. So it's an infield single. Runners on first and third. And that'll bring Daniel Murphy to the plate.
Well, it's a nice job of getting to the ball. Really no chance of throwing Cespedes out at first base, but you are saving a run. You're still keeping a first and third situation instead of a man on first down by 1.
Murphy 284 with 10 home runs. He's been hot against the Phillies this year. Phillies will set up to try to turn 2. First pitch is in there, 0-1. Murphy is 3 for 10 in this series with 4 runs scored. Over the head of Goodwin, soft line drive, and it's 0-2. Murphy 52 runs batted in this year. 13 of those 52 RBIs have come with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. He went. They appeal. Oh, no, says the third base umpire, Dan Bellino.
Straight on. It looks like he's had a lot of movement with that upper body.
Yeah.
See if he keeps his hands back.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That was a good call. Home plate umpire tonight is Bruce Dreckman. Alfonso Marquez at first, Tom Hallion at second, and Bellino over at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I have to admit, over the top, it looked like he went.
Yeah. A lot of upper body movement.
Mm-hmm. Popped him up. Howard in foul territory. Oh, the wind is going to take it, and Ryan can't get it. It's a gentle breeze, and it just kept on sort of cutting over to that area. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a break for Murphy.
And that ball first went up. It was really in the coach's box.
Yeah.
I kept on pushing it out of the way. Just far enough out of the way of Ryan Howard's reach.
Out in front of a breaking ball. That was the curve from Eichhoff. And it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, 18 pitches already here in the first. Still nobody out for the young right-hander. It was 1-0 in Double-A this year for the Rangers. 9-4 for the Rangers in Triple-A, and then 2-1 for the Phillies in Triple-A. Chopper left side. Blanco will give way to Galvis. A run will score. They get an out. So an RBI for Murphy. An unearned run scores. And it's 1-0 New York. Here's Michael Kadire, who essentially won the game off the bench last night for the Mets.
Yeah, had a very good at bat. That was the 5th pitch at the at bat. Behind the center, single to center field and scoring 2. And from there, the Mets never looked back.
So Kadire hitting .258 with 9 home runs and 34 runs batted in. That inning was set up with the 2 walks that Genmar Gomez issued. Travis d'Arnaud walked with the bases loaded, but prior to that, Michael Conforto walked, the rookie. Line drive toward left field. That's going to split the gap and go to the wall. So a run will score. Kadire's on his way to second. Boy, he has been red hot this year against the Phillies. 2-0 New York. An RBI double, the 16th double of the year for Michael Kadire. And Matt, that goes to what you said in the open, that they're not looking to move a runner. They're looking to switch places with that runner.
Yeah, and Kadire's been swinging the bat well, because a lot of times when he's in the batter's box hitting, those are the type of pitches that he's getting. Mistakes out over the plate. And he's won batting titles before in his career, and he's an awful good hitter. When you make mistakes to good hitters, that's what happens.
That'll bring Wilmer Flores to the plate. Flores has 14 runs batted in his last 13 games. Overall hitting .263. 1 ball and no strikes. Outside 2-0, and Cameron Rupp heads out to the mound. We've not had a visit yet from Bob McClure. Realistically, his command is different here tonight than it was against the Marlins, but this is a better team than the Miami Marlins, so you got to tighten it up a little bit.
Now, if I'm watching Flores hit, if you look at his hands, it tells me that he is a dead pull hitter. The way he grips the bat, the way he has his arm. You know, a lot of times hitters will choke the top hand over, and they really want to take control of that top hand. Just by watching his elbow, how it goes up, and his hands rotate over. Now, he can hit the ball to right field, but his power is to left field.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
You know, see how his hands go up, they go back. Well, the hands are turned in, and he wants to become a pull hitter. A lot of times, if you look at guys when they're hitting, they have their arm up this way. Now, all of a sudden, when they turn this way and get the elbow back down, now they're a spray hitter where you get the ball to opposite field, right field and left field.
Is there a way you want to pitch a guy like this?
Yeah, low and away. I mean, he's, either way. I mean, right there, he's going to be a pull guy.
Yeah, and that ball was left up, so he was able to pull it through the hole. That'll put runners on first and third with 1 man down. And the Mets already with 3 hits in this inning.
Because with the way his top hand is and the way his elbow is, the only way he can go through a ball is almost like a golf swing. Everything has to turn over. And you can see right there how he turns it over.
Well, he's had a good series, too. He is now 4 for 11 in this series. And the Mets have runners on first and third with 1 man down. 3 hits already for the Mets. The inning began with an error by the center fielder Odubel Herrera on what should have been out number 1. Curtis Granderson got to second on that error and then eventually came around to score. Here's Conforto, the rookie who's hitting .258 with 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Tenth pick overall by the Mets in 2014. They feel like he'll be the everyday left fielder next season. He's evolved that quickly. There was a point this year where they said they wouldn't bring him up. They probably were going to let him just finish off the the season in the minor leagues, but injuries necessitated them to make a move and to put him on the major league roster. He's popped back and forth a couple times. Chopper right side. That's going to sneak into right field, a base hit. Another run will score. Flores stops at second. It's an RBI single, 3-0 New York. Well, the pattern is certainly holding true to form in these first 3 games. The Mets scored a run in the second in game 1, 2 in the first last night, and a run in the second, and they've just kept on hitting.
See a nice single right there. Such an advantage for left-handed hitters to hit. That right side open, first and third. They say it's an easy hole to hit every time, especially first and third.
Was it easy? Not every time.
Not every time.
Here's Uribe starting for right. And I say pattern, I don't mean scoring in the first inning, although they've done it in 2 of the 3 games. I mean when they have opportunities, they're cashing in on them. So that's where the pattern has been the same in this series so far. They've been relentless. Off the outside corner, 1-1.
I think, isn't there a phrase, they smell blood? You know, you go after teams like the Colorado Rockies, bottom of their division. Phillies, bottom of their division. These are the teams that they need to beat. And they are keeping their concentration is unbelievable so far in the first 2 games. They're not giving at bats away. I mean, coming into tonight's game, they're averaging over 10 runs per game on this 5-0 run they're on.
Yeah, they're hot. Outside, 3-1 to Uribe. He struck out as a pinch hitter in last night's ball game. Well, this is 32 pitches already here in the first. The bullpen has been, let's just say, utilized the last couple of nights. Ball 4, that'll load up the bases. And Anthony Recker will be the hitter. Well, it's up to Jared Eickhoff and his teammates to sort of get through this inning. Bob McClure's already come out one time. Anthony Recker hitting a .138. He has 3 home runs lifetime against the Phils. Played his college ball at Alvernia. Starts him off with a breaking pitch. It's 0-1. That was the slider.
Yeah, a little different slider tonight. He's getting underneath it a little bit, and he's not having that right to left action. It's spinning.
The other part of it too is that his fastball command hasn't been the same, so the slider, slider subsequently isn't as good. You're not chasing that pitch.
You're right, though. The command of the fastball, velocity's there, 93. But when he's missing, he's either missing high like that or he's really snapping it well outside the right-handers, low and away.
Got him. Foul tip hung on to by Rupp. 2 away. And Cologne will bat.
Good fastball. Top of the zone.
Families live and die with every minute. A little nervous. But he finds it here. Cologne waves at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Let's point out, too, although 3 runs have scored, he would have had out number 1 with nobody on that fly ball by Granderson. Might have been a little different inning.
I agree.
You got a bear down, though, but it would have been a little different inning. 0-1 pitch. Pull toward third. Backhanded by Blanco. He'll go to the bag, and the inning is over. Bartolo makes contact, but it's an out recorded at third. 3-run score on 4 hits. Middle of the first. It's 3-0. Mets on top. In this ball game with a 3-0 lead. Phillies lineup brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Phils. Sweeney, Galvis, and Herrera, followed by Ryan Howard, Andres Blanco, and Cody Ashe. Cameron Rupp will hit 6th, or excuse me, 7th. Dominic Brown hits 8th, and batting 9th and pitching, of course, is Jared Eichhoff. And Bartolo Colon making his 25th start of the year. The second half of the season has not gone as well as the first half for Bartolo. Overall, he's 10-11 with a 4.90 earned run average.
Yeah, it hasn't gone very well for him second half. You see the Budweiser scouting report. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. Average velocity 88.3 miles an hour. And the league is hitting 301 versus his fastball. And he has given up 19 home runs off his fastball, which leads the major leagues this year. That is the reason why his second half has not gone very well.
So 19 of his 22 home runs have come against the fastball. 22 home runs allowed. He's among the leaders in baseball. Tied for 7th. Here's Darnell Sweeney to lead things off. Sweeney leading off for the Phils for the first time. It's not the first time in his career, though. In fact, in the minor leagues this year, he led off 114 games for the Dodgers AAA team. No balls and 2 strikes. The AAA team, he was hitting .271 with 9 home runs, 49 runs batted in. He's been used as a pinch hitter in this series so far. And the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it away and remains 0-2. The luck of McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Robert Nissel of York Haven, Pennsylvania. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Bob will win $100. Back toward the middle, a base hit it to center field. Well, Matt, you wanted him to set the table, so he starts it right here.
Well, one thing you're going to see from Cologne is that he throws a ton of fastballs. Now, when I looked at the scouting report today, 85.6% of the time he throws fastballs. That's second.
Who's first?
Lance Lynn, 85.8.
Really? Can you get away with that? I guess you can.
Lynn can. He throws in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
We're talking to a guy that ranges from 83 to 91.
He's won 214 games in his career. Most of them were won with a fastball that was thrown like Lance Lynn's.
Yes, it was.
Freddie Galvis is the batter. Galvis 4 for 10 in this series. Sweeney stole 32 bases this year in AAA.
Bartolo's very hard to steal off of when he does the slide step, because when he does the slide step, it is very quick to home. If he does the big leg kick, you can get him.
Galvis helped the Phils to a 4-3 lead last night against Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, he gets the 2-0 fastball out over the plate. Nice play by that gentleman in the first row.
Great catch. Back to the box. Cologne makes a nice play. And that's a 1-6-3 double play. And there are 2 quick outs here at the bottom of the first.
Well, everything he does is there's no panic. Come back here, perfect feed to Flores. An easy 1-6-3.
Odubel hitting .291. Tied for third among rookies in hits. His average the second half of the season since the All-Star break, .342. Little teaching moment with Bob McClure and Jared Eichhoff. Adversity in that first inning. It'll be interesting to see how he responds. From all reports, he will be just fine. One ball and 2 strikes to Herrera.
Bartolo must be feeling very good today. He's already hit 92 a few times. He usually doesn't do that until he needs a strikeout.
93. So he's thrown 10 pitches. How many fastballs?
10.
Toyota Major League scoreboard. Pittsburgh leads the Marlins 2-1. Neil Walker has an RBI double in that ball game. Pirates are part of a Central that has 3 of the best teams in the National League. They're 4.5 off the pace from the Cardinals. Odubel lines it to left field. Conforto will get to it, so he'll hold him to a single. And that'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. Howard in game 1 hit a 3-run home run that gave the Phillies a 3-0 lead. Game 2, he followed it up with another home run.
Yeah, he did. Another 2-run shot on a 3-1 fastball. drives it to left field for back-to-back nights of hitting a home run off a fastball. Colon has thrown 11 fastballs in a row. What do you think, Tom? Off-speed time?
11 fastballs in a row. He might throw him an off-speed pitch or two. There's number one. Although that may have been a fastball. I mean,
what's the choke fastball?
So you wouldn't consider that a changeup then?
Nope.
12 straight fastballs.
His changeup's between 80 and 81.
Yeah.
All he does with the choke fastball is he puts the ball deeper in his hand, tighter grip. Same delivery as a fastball, but just comes out 5 or 6 mile an hour slower. There's the changeup.
That was a changeup. Back when Bartolo was pitching for the Indians and for the Expos, 85 would have been his changeup. Because 95, 96, 97 was his fastball.
I'm surprised that he hasn't started throwing cutters. He throws that front door sinker, the back door slider.
That one's lined to center field. Another hit for the Phillies. Well, they're getting their hits against him here tonight. Third hit of the inning. And Andres Blanco will be the batter. He's got 3 hits in this series.
It's a nice job right there of hitting by Ryan Howard, realizing that he's not going to overpower you at home plate. You have to really concentrate on staying back and working the big part of the field. See how far he gets that ball back in the zone. Head down through the zone. It's a nice swing right there. Very nice swing.
Blanco has hit in 8 consecutive games. His average at .312. Whether he's tiring at all because he's playing every day, he hasn't shown it. That was a concern of Pete McCannon's, but his swing looks fine. And he's playing very well over third base. I think every manager feels that way about a bench player, that they worry they're going to wear them down. Sometimes those bench players, they just keep on hitting, so they keep themselves in the lineup. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Blanco.
Do you think people ever, or managers ever, worried about Cal Ripken Jr. wearing down?
No. Well, yes, but no. I think there were times that whoever managed him wondered, boy, I got to give this guy a day off.
Yeah, and then that manager was going to get a day off. A long one.
Bartolo had a little smirk after he got the ball back because Blanco's reaction to him. He does seem to make the game fun, at least in his mind it is. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners lead off. Fly ball, center field. Cespedes is out there. And the Phillies leave a couple in this first. It was a 34-minute first inning combined. 19 pitches for Bartolo Colon. Jared Eichhoff settles down the Butterflies and will head back out. 2 more series against the Mets. One in New York, one here in Philadelphia. But you can get tickets for tomorrow's ball game by going to Phillies.com. Jonathan Neese against Aaron Harang. Well, the Mets batted around in the first inning. Curtis Granderson will bat here in the second. Granderson takes a strike on a fastball. It's 0-1. Granderson reached on the error by Odubel. Outside.
Changeup.
Hit that ball pretty good way his first time up that Odubel mishandled.
Yeah, he did.
Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Granderson. Cespedes waits on deck. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Granderson. Swing and a miss. He got it. The ball just sunk down in the zone.
Nasty.
Yep. Second strikeout for Jared Eichhoff. One away here in the second. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, Pete Mackanin was asked today what he would like to see in the second start for Jared Eichhoff, and he said, hey, I want to see what he did in the first start, which was pound the zone, continue to throw strike after strike. It's the thing that he came into his major league career saying he wanted to do. He was able to do it in start number 1. And he had real good success, as you see, against right-handed batters. Batters batting just .071 against him, a slugging percentage of .143, and getting him to swing and miss a lot at that slider, Matt, which is interesting because when asked about him in the minor leagues, it wasn't the slider that they thought they were going to see time and time again to get right-handers out. But that's what he was able to do in his first start. Now I would imagine Pete Mackanin would like to see him settle down and get through the second inning pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, and I agree. And the scouting report on him when he first came to the big leagues was very good curveball, pounds the strike zone with fastballs. Well, we didn't see that last game.
That one's way up there for Howard going out, and he makes the catch. Great concentration by Ryan Howard. He kept on going back, wondering where is Dominic Brown gone? That was a really good catch.
He's asking Dominic if he saw it. But the key is he keeps on running, and he keeps on going until he hears somebody calling him off. That is the key for an infielder. You go as far as you can. As soon as they yell, I got it, then you peel off.
Excellent concentration. That's not an easy catch.
I have a gut feeling we're going to see that a little later on in the show.
You think so?
The game.
You can call it a show. The big show. Not the big Sunday show.
But to get back to what Murph was talking about, fastball, curveball in the minor leagues, and not sure when to use the slider was the scouting report on it. Well, we saw a very good slider last game, and he threw 3 or 4 curveballs last game.
Well, he's throwing some more changeups in this ball game,
which I'd like to see.
Particularly against some of these left-handers like Granderson and Murphy. Fly ball center field. Another chance for Odubel. He says he has it. Side is retired. 1, 2, 3. Go the Mets. Very nice bounce back inning for Jared Eickhoff against the top of the order. Bottom of the second, Mets 3, Phillies nothing. As we said, it's cool. So much so that Pete Buchanan is wearing a light jacket in the dugout. Larry Bowa's got a sweatshirt on. Could they survive in Canada, Matt?
No.
Pete did.
Yeah, it's true, he did.
Here's Cody Ashley to lead it off. Outside, 1-0. Out to left field. Conforto goes back a couple steps. One away here in the second. And Cameron Rupp is due up. How about the stretch that Cameron's got going right now? 407 during this 8-game hitting streak. During the 8-game hitting streak, he has 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits. Overall, his average is at 249 with 6 home runs, 17 runs batted in. That one comes back.
Just seems like yesterday he hit the home run versus the Yankees for his first major league home run.
Somehow you get, some guys just get smarter as the year goes on. And you get to play a little bit more. That helps.
That helps out a lot.
That one's hit sharply past Wilmer Flores. The 4th hit for the Phils. All 4, though, are singles as Dominic Brown comes to the plate. Tomorrow morning, get ready to pick your best fantasy football team yet with the help of Ed Barkowitz. Plus, early bird training camp coverage continues with a look at the Eagles secondary. Wake up with Breakfast on Broad, weekday mornings from 6 until 8 on the Comcast Network. Dominic is 4 for 9 in this series. He's got a home run. That one's out towards center field. Cespedes will make the catch, and Eickhoff is coming up. Back to first goes Cameron Rupp.
I think after that game in Miami with Jared Eickhoff, I think he was more in shock with the hit he got.
I totally agree.
Did you say it was the first time in 6 or 7 years?
Since
competitive.
I went back and looked at his college numbers, and I could not find an at-bat during his college years. I found an at-bat from, I believe it's his brother, who played at the same school, but I could not find an at-bat for Jarrett. So it must have been high school or maybe Legion. What he spent his days doing after that, and even during the game, was learning how to bunt better. He did it during the game that night after his first at-bat, and he's been doing it out here.
Yeah, he was in a bad situation that first bunt attempt. Facing the pitcher, both feet.
Strike 3 call on the outside corner. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Bartolo Colon picks up his first strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. On to the 3rd inning here in Philadelphia. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Matt, the question is, who is Mike Schmidt tied with for second most home runs by a Mets opposing player? Who is Mike Schmidt tied with? I'll tell you the number's 49. The home run total's 49. So I don't know if that helps you or not. Tied with. As we go to the top of the 3rd, Michael Kadire will lead it off. Pete Buchanan holding court with Cesar Hernandez.
Is that the answer? Oh.
It is not Cesar Hernandez. Were you circling Cesar or Michael Franco?
Hernandez.
Oh. If you had circled Pete, who did face the Mets as a ball player,
it wasn't Pete.
It is not Pete. Kadire doubled his first time up. This is to shallow right field. Dominic Brown. 6 in a row retired by Eichhoff. And Wilmer Flores is coming up. I will tell you that the all-time leader, I don't know if you know this answer, I don't know if you ever met this gentleman, is Willie Stargell.
Babe Ruth?
Well, that would have been a story all by itself if it was Babe Ruth. But Willie Stargell
did how many home runs versus the Mets?
I think it was 60, but I'd have to go back and check and confirm that. And I say that I have to confirm it because I know that Stargell, there's a lot of teams that he was either the leader or number 2 or 3. Out to shortstop on one hop. Galvis hurries the throw.
Is that pull swing again?
2 away, and Conforto's coming up.
Roll over, fastball up in the zone, out in front of it. If you want to be a pull hitter, it's fun, but it can be also frustrating because you're pulling pitches that you should have no interest in pulling.
On the hands, out of play. I think it would be frustrating for you as a hitter after a while, but I think it's even more frustrating for, let's say, the hitting coach or manager who sees potential in what the hitter does.
I would agree with you.
And then it could possibly lead to him not playing anymore, too.
Right, because his pull is now from, left field to the total sign and right in left field.
Yeah.
That's his pull now. About 80 feet.
Conforto had an RBI single his first time up. That one's off the end of the bat toward right field. Dominic Brown comes running in, and he puts it away. So another changeup. He's thrown a lot of them against these left-handed hitters. He's retired 8 consecutive batters. Really nice job of settling in as we go to the bottom of the third. McDonald's. Double the lovin' at McDonald's with a double cheeseburger and small fry for just $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. We have to hurry through those billboards because Bartolo Colon is ready to go. I don't know if he threw under the stadium or what before he came out, but he doesn't look like he takes those warm-up pitches all that seriously. To the right side for Sweeney. Murphy's got it. And he throws it out, throws him out. One pitch, one set aside here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, let's just say when he warms up, he saves his energy. This is him warming up. That was topped out at 69 miles an hour. That might have been the hardest one he threw. He threw about 8 or 9 BP / let's have a catch throw. He just gets a little bit of life to that shoulder and unbelievable.
Listed at 5'11", 283 pounds. This guy was a special pitcher for a long time with the Cleveland Indians. Won 18 games for the Indians in 1989. Won 21 games, which led the league with the LA Angels in 2005. That was his last successful season with the Angels before he bounced to the Red Sox, to the White Sox, and then started figuring something out when he was with the Yankees in 2011, and then really figured some things out with the Oakland A's. Now, some of it was deemed illegal, but other things were deemed advanced. And he just keeps on pitching. Back when he won those 21 games with the Angels in 2005, he also won the Cy Young Award. 42 years old. Freddie trying to slap that ball inside the third base bag.
That poor guy's twice as missed that.
Tried, he really has.
Slider. Second one of the day.
Down the right field line. That one's got the distance. Will it stay fair? It is a foul ball. It was hooking once it left the bat, but there is a breeze, as we mentioned, going from left to right.
Quick hands, fastball inside that front door sinker. Just get out just a little bit early. Pulled it foul.
Three-two pitch. Fights it off. That ball did a little skipping. Off a hand, off a seat, and into a lap.
Slider.
He's spoiling these pitches. Got him, and Freddie will be tagged out by Recker. He was heading out of the circle anyway. Second strikeout for Colon. Well, Murph, that slider is something that is offset mostly fastballs here tonight by Bartolo Colon.
And that is the book on Bartolo Colon. You were just talking about him, the 42-year-old. He's been around for a long time, and he is the subject of our Coors Light cold hard fact. There you see it. Active wins leaders. Now, certainly, it's partly longevity, but it's certainly partly success in knowing what you're doing out there on the mound. And Bartolo Colon has done that. Second active on the wins total list behind Tim Hudson, who has 220. Colon with the 214. Mark Burley right behind him with 212. And then CC Sabathia right behind them as well. But, you know, like you said, he figured some things out a couple of years back, and he's been able to continue to do it, even at age 42. And over the years has had the Phil's number 5-1 against the Phil's in his last 6 starts against them.
Yeah, 2-0 this year. ERA's high, but still 2-0. They've scored some runs for him. A 1 pitch coming to Odubel. Fouls it back. It's 0-2. And I don't know, Matt, is there something to having a guy like Colon, having a guy like Nice in the middle of a rotation that features 97-98 from Harvey, 97-98 from DeGrom, 97-98 from Syndergaard?
Yeah, I think what happens is you face guys throwing that hard, and then you throw a guy that's going to top it at 92, live around 88. You're going to have a lot of hitters want to be jumping. And they recognize the pitch and they want to go after it. Now, it hasn't affected Phillies hitters today. I think they've had some very good swings and very good at bats. But I think throwing, listen, if you can throw a guy throwing hard, throw a lefty in there, then throw another guy that's hard, that's really how they can have their rotation set up. Hard, soft, hard, really soft by Bartolo, and then a hard throwing a guy again.
0-2 pitch coming to Herrera. And he pushes it the other way. Padres are shutting out the Nationals 4-0. Matt Kemp a 2-run double. That game's in the bottom of the third. Gio Gonzalez on the mound for the Nationals. One of the stories today in the Washington paper, I think it was a Washington paper, talked about the Nationals have found a little bit of something recently where they've won 3 straight on the inside corner. But while they win, the Mets win. While they lose, the Mets lose. They just haven't been able to gain any ground. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Colon. He's retired 5 straight. Beautiful night here in Philadelphia with the Mets up 3-0. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Uribe walked his first time up. Jared Eickhoff has retired 8 straight hitters. Slider outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's pulled to third. Caught by Blanco. That was a broken bat for Uribe. And Anthony Recker's coming up. How do you make your packages stand out? Add a little color. Avery Neon shipping labels ensure all your shipping messages get noticed. Perfect for any priority message. And WB Mason delivers the same day when you order by 11:30. Local service, personalized. Who but WB Mason. Thank you, Matt. Anthony Recker struck out his first time up. Takes outside 1-0. That ball is scalded out towards center field. Odubel got turned all the way around and makes the catch. Anthony Recker is a strong guy. I know he's only hitting a .138, but we've seen some balls that he's hit against the Phillies. He got some big time power.
Yeah, he does. This is the hardest play for a center fielder. Ball hit right at you. You want to turn the easiest way for you to open up. All right, he turned, he opened. The wind brought that ball back to the right. Good adjustment. Didn't look as pretty as you would like, but it got the job done.
He's setting him up, Matt.
Nah, I think he's saving his energy.
No.
He's good for one big swing.
It was a big swing. Very content to take 3 pitches right down the chute. Jared Eickhoff will take it. That's an 8-pitch inning. Eickhoff is now retired 11 straight. 3 strikeouts for the big right-hander. Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com today to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Ryan Howard will lead it off. He singled his first time up. Bartolo Colon, after a relaxing AB against Jared Eickhoff, strolled back out to the mound, and he's ready to start the bottom of the 4th inning.
See him taking all those pitches, Bartolo. You got to pitch up to 80 in the warm-up. Everything else was right at 70.
It's all about preserving your energy.
Absolutely.
Terry Collins has watched it the last couple of years, so he's used to it. Ryan Howard singled back in the first. Phillies had 3 hits in the first. Up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Shallow left field. Conforto freezes first and comes trotting in with the one-handed catch. One away. Andres Blanco is coming up. Goya Latino Family Celebration Night will be this Friday when the Phillies take on the San Diego Padres. Enjoy the foods, music, and dancing of this annual event. Take part in a special live auction inside the first base gate. Proceeds benefiting Concilio and their efforts to provide social services in the Philadelphia Latino community. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Blanco fly to center his first time up. He's hit in 8 straight games. There's a breaking ball. It's 0-1. It's been a great month of August. He's hitting .375 in the month of August. That one's lined down the right field line, and it's heading toward the wall, and it's off the Stroman Bread sign. Blanco's going to second, and he is there with his 16th double of the season.
Doubles machine. Change up inside. Nice swing. That's a missile.
22 extra base hits for Blanco. That's a 9-game hitting streak. And Cody Ashley fly to left his first time up will be the batter. Phillies now with 5 hits. The Mets with 4. .92 on that fastball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. Phil's down 3-0. The Mets scored all 3 in the first inning. As she fouls it back, it's 1-2. David Wright off today. Will play tomorrow for the Mets.
So far, 40 fastballs, 13 off speed. 6 sliders, and 7 changeups.
And the fastball that he throws, as we pointed out, it can go 85, it can go 92 or 93. 54 pitches overall now for Bartolo Colon. That hit him. And Cody Ashley's aboard. That'll put runners on first and second. So Cameron Rupp will bat with 2 on. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag PhillyPhoto.strongfan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Rupp had a base hit to left field his first time up. Phillies had 2 base runners in the first inning on at the same time. They had a base runner in the second. Now they have 2 here in the fourth.
I like Cameron's setup to face Bartolo because he's been hitting some baseballs quite deep to right field, right center. So he knows that he can stay back a little longer, and if he gets beat a little bit, he can still drive the ball in the ballpark to right center.
He definitely has the strength to do that. 87 on that fastball. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Bartolo's allowed 5 hits tonight. He's allowed 176 hits this season. That's the most among National League pitchers. He's not allowed a home run yet, but that's, we talked about his home run total, 22. That's a pitcher's pitch. Not much that he can do with that. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Could he locate this well when he had the velocity? I mean, he could, couldn't he?
Oh, yeah, he could.
But it would go, he would raise it up and down.
Yep. I mean, he could pinpoint that fastball, especially versus left-handers low and away.
That one sounds outside.
94.
So the less velocity for him now, it's more movement.
More movement. The 90, the 92, 93, now I can say 94 is because he's trying to surprise hitters by thinking BP fastball coming, 88, 89.
Outside, 3-2.
I still believe if Bartolo was coming out of the bullpen, he could still hit 94, 95 on a consistent basis.
Well, if they make it to the postseason, they're going to have to move somebody into the bullpen. See the range of velocities for him tonight: 2-seamer, 4-seamer. That one's down the right field line. Granderson on the run, and it will carry into the crowd. Nice catch, young man. So we'll do it again. Count 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Hills trying to put a run across the board here, if not 3 runs across the board. Broken bat, line drive out towards center. Cespedes comes running in, and they'll put it away for the 2nd out. And Dominic Brown will come up to the plate. Dominic, his first time up, flied out to left center field to Cespedes. Since the 30th of July, Dominic has 5 home runs and 14 runs batted in. One of those 5 home runs came in this series. There was a 3-run shot down the right field line. Well, that's the pitch he flied out on his first time up.
It is. I would love to see Dominic Brown tell himself, from now on, I am going to be a dead pull hitter.
Now, if he does that, are you saying for the short term?
No, I'm saying for long term. Does that swing right there? That's a ball that should be concentrated. And I talk about the top hand. Dominic Brown needs to concentrate on using the top hand. When he drags that bat through the zone, that's why he hits a lot of weak fly balls to left or short or fly balls to our left up here, is because he's not throwing the barrel, he's guiding it through the zone. Use that top hand, throw the barrel, and bam, he's going to hit second, third decks.
Maybe that dictates a little freer and easier swing if he does something like that.
Yeah, and what it's going to do is he's going to get on top of baseballs.
You see the splits where he's gone with his hits: 15, 10, 16. As the runners lead off, it's no balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Brown. They have the pitcher that's up next, but he's got a plan. He knows what he wants to do to try to end this inning right here and have Eichhoff lead it off. Phillies fans, did you know the StubHub app is personalized just for you? Get the StubHub app today. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Phillies.com. Got him. Foul tip, 93 miles an hour. 4 strikeouts for Bartolo Colon. Phillies have left 5 so far through the first 4. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning. It's the Mets 3 and the Phillies nothing. Down on strikes with runners on first and second in the Phillies half of the 4th inning.
A lot of it has to do with your hands. All right, if you watch Dominic Brown's hands, you have to get him back in a hitting position. Right now, as we roll right here, the way the red line is going is the way his swing is going to be. We call that a loop swing. It's down through the ball, then straight up. All right, what we need him to do is, when you get those hands back, it's almost like giving a backhand to a punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you're going to backhand a punching bag.
Dominic makes the catch. 1 away.
You know, and this is where if the hands go back up this way here, that's the power position. This is the way you want to go down towards the baseball. Right? That's the angle. That's how you create backswing. Is getting your hands up and going straight down. It's almost like you're hitting a tree with an axe. All right, so a lot of times the hitters will get going. If your hands stay here and all of a sudden your first move is when you go, this is the first move. What I mean by giving a backhand, it's here. There's the backhand for left-hander. So now I'm using my top hand. As I'm using my top hand, now I'm throwing the barrel to the ball this way, not this way.
Right, and this is staying in.
Right, so you're swinging underneath everything, and if I clip it, perfect. I have to be perfect to hit the right field. If I don't clip it, I hit a weak fly ball to left field or over the visiting dugout. So it's so important, and I know I've talked about this a lot, for left-handed hitters, they have to learn to use that top hand.
Good curveball right there. That's probably the best curveball we've seen him throw in 2 games.
Yeah.
That's a money pitch.
That was the scouting report.
Got him. Back-to-back curveballs. Cespedes has struck out. 3 strikeouts, make it 4 for Eichhoff. All right, well, things are calming down a little bit for the big righty.
That's a good curveball. It's a good breaking ball right there. Knowing with 2 strikes, you got to try to protect, bounce it.
Well, look at the pitches since the first inning when he threw 40. 14, 6, 8, 6 so far. This would be number 7, Daniel Murphy. Murphy is grounded out. He got an RBI with that. And he flied out to center field his last time up.
You know, we go back and talk about the first inning. 4 hits they had in the first inning. Kadyr's double. All 3 other singles were on the ground through the infield. There's not much you can do about that.
That's not making excuses. That's just laying it out.
I mean, look, if you're a hitter and you hit a ball on the ground, and let's face it, you hit it between first and second hole or third and short hole, it's luck. Think about it. It has to be a perfect angle going through there.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Murphy.
Yeah. Huh.
Over to first, scooped up by Ryan Howard. Side is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jared Eichhoff. That's an 11-pitch inning. 8 pitches in the 4th, 11 pitches here in the 5th. He's retired 14 straight as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Question, Matt. Who is Mike Schmidt tied with for second most home runs by a Mets opposing player?
Atlanta Braves' Larry Jones.
Chipper Jones has 49, just as Mike Schmidt does. Chipper Jones so loved to hit at Shea Stadium, he even named one of his children Shea. Eichhoff leads it off, chops up the third base line. Foul. It's 0-1. So the top 5 versus the Mets. Willie Stargell with 60. Willie McCovey. Hank Aaron with 45. Ryan Howard has a 44. So he is inching. Yeah. I can't imagine he won't finish in the top 5. Chopper back toward the mound. Colon waits for it. One out here at the bottom of the 5th. And Darnell Sweeney will come to the plate. So a little bit about Darnell Sweeney. Phillies obviously acquired him for the Dodgers in the Chase Utley trade. He's out of the University of Central Florida. He was drafted out of high school. He did not sign. He was drafted by the Miami Marlins. He did not sign. He went to Central Florida. He was a Knight. A big, vast campus down in Orlando. Takes a change up, and it's a strike. 0-1. Sweeney so far has singled. He's also grounded out to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Murph, this versatility thing, when he first started, he was a shortstop, but this versatility thing's really taken on a life of its own for Darnell Sweeney.
Yeah, you mentioned, Tom, his college career. He started every game his sophomore and junior year at shortstop, and then didn't play second base until he got into the minor leagues. He did start 157 games at second base and also 198 at shortstop. Also can play center field, as we've talked about, and can play a little bit third base as well. I talked to him today about it. I said, well, where do you feel most comfortable? And he said, honestly, second base is where he feels the most comfortable. That's where he gets the start tonight. And I said, and I guess, leading off the game is something you're used to with those wheels. He said, yeah, everywhere he's gone, he's been a leadoff guy. He's settling in pretty nicely so far in the Phillies clubhouse. He was talking about the fact that there are so many young guys in the clubhouse right now. He said, it's really nice. He didn't feel like he had to come in and fit in with some of the older guys because there's so many different guys that are his age. He said the team has him down in Center City right now, and he's starting to learn the city a little bit. He's been out with a couple of his teammates as well, so he's starting to settle in, and get used to Philadelphia. It's a long way from where he was and where he's from as well, but he is starting to settle in, and he seems to really be enjoying himself.
Well, he's also been able to work out some walks. That's the 4th walk that he has worked out since he's been brought up. He and his wife are here in Philadelphia. In fact, his wife is watching the game as we speak down in the stands. Nice kid.
Yes, and we have yet seen him to have a ground ball hit to him.
That is very true.
And I like the fact that he used a B45 baseball bat.
Why is that? Is that an official Matt Stairs bat?
No. It's a good bat. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Freddie Galvis. Take strike 1. It's 0-1.
It's a good bat because it's Canadian. It's
Canadian based.
Yeah, it's birch.
Canadian birch.
Yellow birch, and you can't break him.
Well, then he's a smart man.
Yeah.
Saving money, saving everybody money, saving the environment. To the right side, Murphy tries to go to second and does get the lead runner. 4-6 on the putout. Odubel has singled his first time up, struck out his last time. Boy, he is. I think that's the jumpiness that you talked about earlier. He's way off on his front leg on that changeup. I mean, and jumpiness We saw it in his last at-bat against the fastball where he was out on his front leg.
Well, think about it. That's 19 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour difference from yesterday, where you got to gear it up. Sometimes it's easier to gear up than it is to gear down. It's a hard thing to stop when you jump at times.
One ball and one strike to Odubel Herrera.
Herrera just looks like he wants to ask the umpire a question every pitch.
There's no stupid question, Matt.
No. I beg to differ there.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Odubel. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Another changeup.
Odubel changed his stance a little bit with 2 strikes. Got lower down. I like that. We're talking about making adjustments. Way out in front of changeups twice. Now he figures he'll get in a little lower position. Not as violent towards the baseball.
Got him. He threw him 4 straight changeups. 5 strikeouts for Bartolo Colon in this ball game. He's through 5 without allowing a run. We'll move to the 6th inning here in Philly. Continuing to contribute for the Phils offense, whether he's in the lineup or coming off the bench. A season ago, Francoeur wasn't sure if his career would continue much longer. In 2015, he has delivered plenty of production at the plate. And August has been no different as Jeff continues to produce, batting well above 300 for the month. Frenchie brings offense. Frenchie brings smiles and energy to the Phillies dugout on a daily basis. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, this is certainly an art, Matt. This is the Bucks County bungee jumpers. They were performing just a few moments ago. The little Cotton Eye Joe. And they were in sync the entire time. Now the Fanatic, well, he tried over and over and over again. Oh, man.
That's what I would look like trying to do it.
Funny.
Here's me right here.
It's funny every time. He kicks a little dirt.
You know Ben Davis is at home just laughing right now.
Dyer waves at a breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Dyer has doubled home a run. He's scored a run. He's flied out to right field, so 1 for 2. Well, he's got that pitch moving all over the place now. Still more sliders than curveballs, and I guess that's going to be the way. But a huge difference. First inning, 40 pitches. Since that time, he's retired 14 straight. He's thrown
42 pitches.
It's remarkable. Up and in, 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, said Bruce Dreckman. 5 strikeouts for Jared Eickhoff. Bruce just pointed. He did not signal, but he did point. Tuesday, September 15th at the Crystal Tea Room is the Champions for Children Luncheon. Legends and Community All-Star Award will be presented to the great David Montgomery. Special guests include Mike Schmidt and Bob Boone. Proceeds benefit the Moyer Foundation, whose mission is to provide comfort, hope, and healing to children affected by loss and family addiction. For more information, see MoyerFoundation.org. Apparently Jamie is here again tonight. A little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Change up. Balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball, shallow right field. Sweeney goes running out. Dominic Brown comes in, sneaking through the grass. 2 outs, 16 straight retired by Jared Eickhoff.
"16 straight and doing it with all 4 pitches. Doing more changeups now. We've seen a couple really good curveballs. The slider he's not overthrowing anymore, and he's being able to command the fastball, which makes, you mentioned earlier, that slider better."
Bob McClure went out in the first inning, and I don't know what he said. I mean, the adjustment was probably made even after the first inning, but ever since Bob went out, that's when he's kind of figured some things out. That'll be a base hit for Conforto that will go to the wall. It ends a streak of 16 straight retired by Eickhoff, but it's a 2-out double, and it'll bring Juan Uribe to the plate. 7th double of the year for Conforto.
All over the first pitch, not a bad sinker out over the plate. Nice drive, driving it to left to right center. Excuse me.
So you think the difference is that he's using all of his pitches, or is he calmed down? I mean, is it a combination of things?
I think it's a combination, but I think when you start using all of your pitches and can throw all your pitches for strikes, as a hitter, now you have to start thinking 4 pitches instead of before, where he was having control with his fastball and throwing sliders. You never even put in the back of your mind changeup or a curveball. Now I think he's mixing them in, and you got to kind of think about all the pitches that you don't want to get beat with.
That one's hit back toward the middle, a base hit. Rounding third, heading for home is Conforto. The throw to the plate by Herrera. Not in time. RBI single. And it's 4-0 Mets. 35 RBIs this year for Uribe.
Well, Uribe does a very nice job of hitting this mistake fastball. drives it back up the middle of the box. Carrera with a pretty good throw home, just not in time. So the last two pitches that have been hit for base hits, too much plate.
Curveball, and it's 0-1. Jenmar Gomez will start to warm up in the bullpen. Jenmar pitched in last night's ball game. Try to get him with a curveball there. That record just got a piece of it. Short lead over at first. And a strike three on the inside corner. Yeah. Here we go. Everybody check their clickers. 6 strikeouts for Eichhoff. He allows a run on 2 base hits onto the bottom of the 6th there in Philly. Time now for our GMC precision plays of the game. Bartolo Colon has had a little precision here tonight through 5.
He has, and he's done it with a lot of different pitches, with either the slider, the front door two-seamer, elevating the fastball, change-up, which was very good, and that strikeout right there versus Herrera ties him with Jim Palmer on 53rd all-time list with 2,212 strikeouts.
Not too shabby a name to share a list with, and he's going to pass, obviously, Jim. Next up would be Tommy John. Jim Palmer won 268 games. Bartolo is at 214. Ryan Howard will lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Inside, 1-0. Goes down by 4. Mets with 3 in the first, 1 in the 6th. Pretty good chance that Eichhoff is done. .97 pitches so far. Still like him, Matt. Still like what,
I do too.
I mean, he's got some. I mean, his demeanor's outstanding. Again, that first inning wasn't all his fault. Out toward left field. Conforto's going back. The wind has knocked it down, and he makes the catch. I don't know if he knew what he wanted to do with that. A little smirk. So Howard's retired for out number 1 here in the 6th inning.
And Ryan hits it pretty good. He actually clipped it pretty good. He did. But maybe towards the end of the bat, just a hair.
Well, now Blanco, who doubled his last time up, fouls it away. It's 0-1. There's a lot more they'll talk about during his bullpen session before his next start. Which will be against the Mets next Monday. Right back at it. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Blanco. Outside 2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes. We want to send out birthday wishes to Billy DeMars, who turned 90 today. Man. So Billy in spring training, he's now in Clearwater, Florida, coached for the Phils from 1969 to 1981. Also played part of 3 seasons in the big leagues with the Philadelphia A's and the St. Louis Browns. 14-year minor league career. He was Pat Gillick's teammate during his minor league career.
Really?
Stockton, California. So happy birthday, Billy. Hope you're getting a chance to enjoy it with your family. Thanks for all the work that you did with the Phillies for all those years. Today is Todd Zolecki's birthday, also from Phillies.com. Now, he's not 90.
No. He wasn't Pat Gillick's teammate.
He's not. 30 years old today.
Already?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Todd. Blanco draws a walk, a 1-out walk here in the 6th inning. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. So Blanco takes a short lead off first. Ashe walked his hit by a pitch his last time up. A little cue shot toward third. Uribe has it. Up to second base goes Blanco. And there are 2 outs.
I can't think there's anything more frustrating than as a hitter that his last Cody Ashe's last at bat was hit by a pitch. Finally gets back to his turn to hit. Gets a changeup. He hit it right off the end of the bat to the third baseman for an easy out. Been there, done that way too many times. It is frustrating.
Kind of wants to split that helmet right in half.
Oh.
Cameron is 1 for 2 tonight. Pops it up. Out of play. It's 0-1.
Especially if you have a game plan where you're going up sitting on a changeup, and you still do that. You want to take those batting gloves. You want to take that water cooler. The guy standing beside you, just throw it.
I don't think Bob McClure would be happy if he tried to throw him right now.
Probably not.
Back toward the box. Cologne's got it. Phillies are retired here in the 6th inning. 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight. 6 shutout innings for Bartolo Colon. We'll go to the 7th. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. 4-0 Mets as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Bartolo Colon, 6 shutout innings, 5 strikeouts. Andres Blanco extended his hitting streak to 9 games. Jared Eichhoff really settled in after allowing the 3 runs in the 1st inning. He allowed 1 more in the 6th, but a lot of good things tonight from the big right-hander. So now as we go to the 7th, Genmar Gomez will take over 1-3 with a 2.98 ERA. Bartolo Colon will bat here in the top of the 7th inning. You know, if we were in a Little League game, they would make him tuck in that shirt. Colon tonight is 0 for 2. Oh, he's ready to swing. Genmar Gomez throws to first. Bartolo didn't even drop the bat. He was already turning around. I guess it is humorous unless he costs you a game by doing this. You know, if the throw goes
the whole way.
You know, if the throw goes over the head of the first baseman or something like that. He's talking to Ray Ramirez, the Mets athletic trainer. I don't think he's hurt. I think he's just chatting. Here's Curtis Granderson. Granderson is 0 for 3. Talking to Pete today about Genmar Gomez's outing last night. He said, you know, I thought there were times where he was tried to be a strikeout pitcher. That's out to left field. Cody Ashley will make the catch. Said he's not a strikeout pitcher. He said, I think that's part of the reason why he wound up walking Conforto. He said he wasn't pitching around him. He said, I hope he wasn't pitching around him. He said, we didn't want him to pitch around him. We wanted him to go after him. He said that when he got ahead 0-2 to Darno, He went up walking in with the bases loaded. He said, we wanted contact there. We weren't trying to get a strikeout there.
Well, and I think a lot has to do with, especially Darno. The 2-2 changeup was very surprising, getting away from your best pitch, which is his sinker. He gets a lot of hitters swinging over top of that sinker.
Out to shallow right field. Dominic Brown will make the catch. So a quick inning, just 4 pitches for Genmar Gomez. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. The Mets lead the Phillies 4-0. The box getting set to face Bartolo Colon. Phillies have not been able to manage much against Colon. Just 5 hits tonight. They trail at 4-0. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Mets do have bullpen action behind Colon. Eric O'Flaherty is starting to warm up. Phillies did not double switch when they brought in Genmar Gomez, so he'll be pinch hit for it. That ball pinballed around the camera well. Andy, is everybody okay down there? Is Charlie okay?
I swear there's not a man in this or a woman in this ballpark that you do not know. Uncle.
I've known Andy since I was 21 years old. 3-1 pitch to Dominic Brown. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Here we go. Ooh, Charlie's got to catch that. Look at Andy's disdain look on his face. Charlie cannot hear us, but Dominic Brown strikes out, 1 away. 6 strikeouts for Bartolo. With 1 out, Darren Ruff's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, guys. Well, thank you. As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Today's photo comes from C.T. Hoove. It says, great night at Citizens Bank Park cheering on the fighting Phils. That looks to me at least 3 generations. That's what I'm guessing right there.
I would think you're right on with that, Murph.
Well, we remind folks, all generations, to tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Philly Photo Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast, all brought to you by T-Mobile.
I would think at this point 3 generations could handle that. At this point,
I'm not sure my older generation could handle that quite yet.
You don't think Big Bill can do that?
I don't know. He's probably listening. So now I'm going to get in trouble. But I don't think he knows much about the hashtag.
That's foul. 0-2. Darrett overall hitting .239, 5 homers, 18 runs batted in. Most likely he'll start tomorrow with Jonathan Neese on the mound. Strikeout number 7. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were to receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. Darnell Sweeney has singled and walked tonight. Has not had a play at second base. You mentioned that in his last at bat, and I'm sitting there thinking, you're right, he hasn't had a play at second base, and he still hasn't. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, we have a no-hitter alert through 6. Justin Verlander, a no-hitter. That is not new territory for him. Hasn't been a great year for Verlander. Strike 3 called, a 2-seamer, and Bartolo Colon with 8 strikeouts here tonight against the Phils. He gives himself a hand, and rightfully so. On to the 8th inning with the Phillies trailing it 4-0. And by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Mets lead at 4-0 along with Matt Stairs and Greg Murphy. I'm Tom McCarthy. Well, a couple of bright spots tonight. Jared Eichhoff obviously was a bright spot after that first inning. And how about this play by Ryan Howard? The big man was rolling into the outfield.
He was, and this is against Cespedes back in the second inning. Went a long way. The key was he kept on going after it until he got called off. Went a good 100 feet. Made a very nice play on his backhand. And that is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
So Ryan Howard will go back to work over at first, while Hector Neris will start to warm up or start to throw. He's already finished warming up. He'll face Daniel Murphy, Michael Cuddyer, Wilmer Flores here in the top of the 8th inning. Genmar Gomez threw a 4-pitch inning. Good in the 7th. Daniel Murphy is 0 for 3. 1 ball and 1 strike. Late.
Looks up to the speed gun every time.
Oh, he said 90, and he said 94.
94.
Yeah. Hector got hit around a couple nights ago. No, everybody got hit around a couple nights ago. He allowed 4 earned runs on 3 hits in an inning and a third. A monster home run. Tyler Clippard in the bullpen. Terry Collins, a little fist to fist with Bartolo Colon. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. That'll go through the hole on the left side. A base hit for Murphy. Leadoff single here in the 8th. Follow the Phillies wherever you are with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment. With in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or your tablet. Here's Cuddyer. Cuddyer is 1 for 3 in this ball game. Outside, 1-0. Well, the Mets are leading this game. Down in Washington, the Nationals are trailing that game. If the scores hold, it'll be a 6.5 game lead for the Mets in the division. For Terry Collins, this is the first time he's had a winning record as the manager of the Mets. It's his 5th year. 372 wins, 400 losses. He's also managed 3 years with the Houston Astros and 3 years with the Anaheim Angels. Has 817 career wins. That ball is crushed. Look out, Geico sign. Getting battered again. 2-run home run for Cuddyer. That's 10. $6-0 New York. Well, Hector gave up a 3-run home run to Flores the other night and a solo shot to Cuddyer. Now a 2-run shot to Cuddyer.
Fastball inside. Happened the other night as well. Fastball inside. Knee high.
Well, these home run totals that the Mets have put up here in the month of August. Out of nowhere. This was one of the worst offensive teams in baseball prior to the month of August. I mean, they're still nowhere near the top, but they're making some moves. the strike zone is a little tighter. Base hit for Flores. Well, whatever mojo Hector had prior to the series, he's got to try to figure out again. 40 home runs in August. That ties the franchise record for any month. Last time they did it was in June of 2006. And I don't want to remind you, Matt, but the month doesn't end until Monday night at midnight.
So you're saying they have a chance to break that sometime?
Shatter it, obliterate it. Still nobody out. The no-hitter for Justin Verlander is now through 7. It's a long run for everybody involved. Blanco says he has it. Oh, he makes the catch and tumbles backward. One away. It's a foul ball. Caught in foul territory, I should say.
Nice play. One, he had to go a long way. 2, he had to fight the wind. Brought the ball back towards fair territory. Still ended up in foul territory, but nice play. Still a ball. He's probably thinking, maybe I wish Freddie would have called me off a little earlier.
I'm sure Freddie has said the same thing. You know, I could have gotten that.
Yeah, but you got Blanco and you got Freddie. You got more service time. I'll let the guy with more service time who called it take it.
Big rip by Uribe. We'll keep you up to date on what is happening with Justin Verlander. We will tell you that he's had 7 no-hit bids that have gone at least 6 innings in the last 5 seasons. He threw the first ever no-hitter at Comerica Park. He has 2.
Tom, just to let you know, he's thrown 85 pitches through 7 innings.
He's fine. It's fine. Ball 4. Uribe walks. Bob McClure going out to the mound. It's funny how the mind works. I mean, here he was as good a pitcher as the Phillies had out of their bullpen, and now he runs into these last 2 games and like a buzzsaw. He's given up 3 home runs in these last 2 games against the Mets.
Man, I mean, you can also talk about as a hitter. As a hitter, you might go into Seattle and face their pitching staff, go 10 for 12, and then all of a sudden go down to Oakland and play them and go 0 for 13. It's just some teams you don't hit well and some teams you don't pitch well against.
Anthony Recker tonight has struck out twice. He's also lined out to center. And he's behind, no balls and 1 strike. Kelly Johnson is out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit. Oh, and 2. Chopper to short. This could be two. Galvis to second for one. Over to first in time. Sweeney stood his ground as Uribe was bearing down on him. 6-4-3 double play. 2-run score on the home run by Michael Kadire. Middle of the 8th inning. It's 6-0 New York. K-Cup pods. Great tasting coffee at amazingly low prices, delivered free the very same day when you order by 11:30 a.m. W.B. Mason knocks it out of the park. Who but W.B. Mason? Some changes for the Mets as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. They have a new pitcher. Bartolo Colon's done after 7. They also have a new center fielder. Juan Lagares takes over in center. Moving from center field to left field is Cespedes. Flaherty, no wins, no losses in a Mets uniform, an ERA of 12.60. And O'Flaherty is on to face Freddie Galvis. It'll be Galvis, Herrera, and Howard. 5 hits tonight for the Phillies. 1 double, 4 singles. Only 4. It was only 4-0 before the home run by Kadire. And now it's a 6-0 ball game. It'll be a little tougher task for the Phils. Inside and low, 1-1. Galvis has evened up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos Torres is in the bullpen. Just think at the beginning of the series we talked about whether Colon would even be able to pitch in this game. Part of the reason why he just stood there when Eichhoff was pitching earlier, as that one is hit down toward the right field line, Granderson makes the catch, 1 away, was because he was hit by a pitch in his last start. And the soreness of that, there was a chance that soreness was going to keep him out of tonight's ball game. Well, it didn't. He threw 7 shutout innings, struck out 8. Flaherty gets the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Odubel Herrera. Odubel singled his first time up.
Comes off that wall.
It did. There was a little guy that came up with it too, and he was all kinds of excited about it. Foul ball, and it remains 0-2. By the way, the Nationals are making that a game down in D.C. They pulled it within 1 of the Padres, and they have runners on first and third, with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. If it comes down to battles within the division, not only battles against each other, but battles within the division, the Mets are shaping up pretty good. I mean, their numbers against the National League East have been outstanding. They still have 3 against Washington on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of September. And they also finished the year against Washington. So 6 against the Nationals. It's so strange that they still have 3 against the Yankees left. Now that.
The Mets do.
Yeah, that's weird. This late in the year. I mean, there's interleague games everywhere. Ground ball past the diving Kadire into right field. A base hit for Odubel. That's his 2nd hit. And for the Phillies, it's their first hit since the 4th inning. And that brings us to our Major League Notebook. Murph.
All right, Tom, thank you. Brought to you by St. Joseph's University. And the Miami Marlins may be in search of some offense. The team announced today they are considering moving in and lowering the fences at Marlins Park. Yeah, it is currently the toughest ballpark in all of baseball to hit a home run. The Marlins as a team only have 91 home runs this year, and Giancarlo Stanton has 13 of those. So they are considering it. No plan has been put into place yet. They're going to talk about it this offseason. But I would bet that's something they're probably going to do this offseason. And some news about a former Philly, Chase Utley. He took some ground balls at third base today for the Dodgers before their game. Only took about 30 of them under the watchful eye of Tim Wallach and Don Mattingly. There is some talk that he will get some time in a Major League game at third base, spelling Turner over there at third. And, of course, he'll continue to spell Kendrick when he gets back off the DL at second. But they just want to make him a little bit more versatile so they can use him a little bit more, get him some at-bats, and keep all 3 of those guys healthy as they head towards the postseason. So Chase Utley eyeing perhaps some games at third base in the Major League level. Yes?
Well, he's tried that a couple of different times with the Phillies. He did it in the minor leagues, played third base in Scranton. That didn't go particularly well. And I remember the day he did it here, as Howard pulls it foul. The day he did it here. Nice play, Murph.
Thank you. Took a tough hop.
Yeah, it did.
He's a little guy.
Was that the little guy you were looking for?
Yeah, we needed to find a little guy. We got him. We found him.
Chase tried to do it here at Citizens Bank Park. It lasted just 1 session. That one is lined into right field. A base hit for Howard. Odubel's on his way to third. Granderson gets to it. Howard holds up at first. It'll be first and third with 1 man down. Ryan is 2 for 4. And here's Andres Blanco. First time tonight the Phillies have gotten a runner over to third base. Up high, it's 1-0. Interesting to see what the Mets do if Blanco winds up reaching base. They've got two right-handers warming up in the pen. It's 6-0 New York. They added Clippard. Justin Verlander just got a ground ball to second base. That wrapped up the top of the 8th inning for the LA Angels. So Verlander's no-hitter is through 8. Two and two to Blanco. Angels have not been no hit since 1999. So Herrera lead off third, Howard lead off first. Softly to the left side. Phillies will get a run here. Uribe's throw is in time to get Blanco. 2 outs. It's a 6-1 ball game. It's been that kind of night. So Cody Ashley will bat.
Without knock by Ryan Howard. Now his batting average is at 243. The start of this month, he was hitting the 227.
Yeah, he's 8 for his last 19. That's part of it.
And it's hard to get that average going up as much as it is unless you get very hot hitting wise. It's nice to see him get a base hit against the left-hander to right field. It's a confidence booster, and he pulled it.
Well, and a lot of what he's done too is because is without Franco.
Right.
As Ashley draws a walk. Cameron Rupp is coming up. And here comes Terry Collins. So he will have a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. He signals for the right-hander, but there are two. See which right-hander he decides to go with. Looks like it'll be Torres. Carlos Torres will come on to face Cameron Rupp with 1 run in and 2 runners on base for the Phillies. Local 98 will help us give out a Phillies fathead to all fans. The 13 by 26-inch removable wall figure features Phillies logos and third baseman Maikel Franco. It wraps up a homestand here at Citizens Bank Park in a 3-game series against the Padres. Go to Phillies.com for more information. Bottom of the 8th inning, 6-1. Mets on top. Carlos Torres will take over for Eric O'Flaherty. And he'll face Cameron Rupp, who is 1 for 3. See if Rupp can pop one here and make this a ball game again.
Be nice to see.
2 runs that Kadire drove in on that home run. Those are huge at this point. Inside corner, and it's 0-1. Jeez. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Torres used to wear number 52. In fact, he had it up until about 3 weeks ago. And then he had to give it to the current left fielder. So he changed his number to 72. Cespedes. That's his favorite number. I didn't see if there was any wheeling or dealing going on.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance that he either got a sports coat, a watch, case of
something,
milk.
2-2 pitch to Rupp, and he lines it into left center field, a base hit. Howard's around third, he'll score. Here comes Cody Ashley, he'll score. And Rupp pulls into second with a 2-run double. It's now a 6-3 ball game. Cameron with his 8th double of the year.
Very good adjustment. Second pitch was a slider that he overswung. Balance was bad. It's like a heel swing. Talk about game of adjustments. Here's another slider out over the plate. Stays through it. Nice short compact swing, head down, and drives at the left field.
So Torres faces one batter and allows the 2-run double that scores Howard and then Ashe. And Cameron Rupp will be at second base with a brand new pitcher coming on. Tyler Clippard. It is now a tight ball game, 6-3. Phils have whittled it down to 3 runs. Allen Iverson talks about his time with the Sixers and his expectations for the organization in the future. Plus, find out what it takes to make the Sixers flight squad. Check out the 700 level show tomorrow night at 5:30 and 10:30 over on the Comcast Network. Here's Tyler Clippard. He pitched in yesterday's game. 16th ball game since being brought over from the Oakland A's. 9 strikeouts in 14 innings of work. Dominic Brown is 0 for 3. Struck out the last 2 times up. Jeff Francoeur is out on deck to pinch hit. One ball and 1 strike to Dominic. He's behind now, 1-2. Well, Flaherty's charged with 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits and 3 earned runs. Cameron Rupp's 2-run double drove in the last 2 base runners that were the responsibility of O'Flaherty. Clippard is all set to go, and the 1-2 pitch coming to Dominic Brown. And it's hit sharply off the mound, knocked down by Flores. He won't get him. Everybody's safe. That'll put runners on first and third. And it means the tying run is coming to the plate.
Ball was hit hard. It was his hanging split finger fastball. Hit that mound and picked up some speed once it hit the dirt. Oh, right in the gut.
Right in the belt buckle. That is the 12th error of the year for Wilmer Flores. So here's Francoeur. He's due for a little late game heroics. It's been a couple weeks. 9 for 21, 429 average as a pinch hitter. Phil's with 8 pinch hit home runs. They would just love to keep the line moving here. In the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Jeff was pretty outspoken last night when Hansel Robles quick pitched Darren Ruff. In fact, he was probably on the verge of getting thrown out if Larry Bowa didn't pull him back by the jersey back into the dugout. And then Bowa subsequently got thrown out. That one is looped out to center. That'll drop for a base hit. A run is in. Dominic Brown will stop at second base. It's now a 6-4 ball game. Another pinch hit RBI for Jeff Francoeur. Phillies have now batted around. The 9th man to bat in this inning is Darnell Sweeney.
Right off the end of the bat. Another big RBI for him, and now you're 1 swing away from taking the lead. Keep the line moving.
Sweeney tonight has been on base twice. He's 1 for 3. Walked back in the 5th inning. Singled his first time up. Change up outside. 1 ball, no strikes. A little bit of a big league changeup right there. It was up too. try to do too much. Just try to get it so the next guy gets a chance to bat in this inning. Good cut. 1-2.
It's a good cut, but just a little bit up in the zone. Just that area where if you really don't concentrate on getting your hands on top of that, you're staying on top of the ball, you're going to swing and miss underneath it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners lead off first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Got him. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. So Sweeney strikes out, and the side is retired. 4 runs, though, score for the Phils in the inning. We'll go to the 9th. The Phillies now trail it by 2. It's 6-4. Free to all fans 14 and under. It's the culmination of a weekend series between the Phils and the Padres. So Saturday's the Fathead from the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 98. Sunday is the Lunch Bag thanks to ShopRite. Tickets can be purchased anytime by going to Phillies.com. Matt, how good would the French fries be right now?
Oh,
right now.
As a hint, right now?
Well, not really, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Never turn down fries.
Elvis Araujo will take over. The no-hitter is over. Chris Iannetta doubled down the left field line. Verlander's still in there with a 5-0 lead. Lagares leads it off.
It was funny, 19 years ago, I've never been part of a no-hitter.
Really?
Like, seen it live, like, on our team or against us.
To his left is Galvis, and he boots it.
And since broadcasting, I've been part of 3.
It's an E6 on Freddie. So you never had one even in the minor leagues?
Oh, minor leagues, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kent Bottenfield.
Former Phil.
Yep.
Araujo's 39th ball game. Granderson takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Granderson has reached on an error. He's also struck out and flied out twice. Once to right, once to left. That's a line drive base hit into right field. Lagares on his way to third. Granderson on his way to second. Dominic Brown's throw off the glove of Galvis. Now Lagares is going to score. He's trying to do too much. going to be a double. I think it's going to have to be an error. Shortstop.
36. Has to be.
Well, that is the call. So 2 errors in this inning for Freddie. He now has 14 on the year.
Turns on a fastball. Dominic Brown gets over there, makes a very strong throw to Freddie, who tries to tag before he caught it. The ball just came out of his glove, and another run scores.
So now Cespedes. And Pete Buchanan's heading out. So that's going to be it for Araujo.
I will say it was a strong throw to second base, but not a very good one because it was a short hop to Freddie Galvis.
Phillies have made 3 errors in this ball game. Garcia finishes one more toss before he'll head in. Elvis Araujo had retired 37 consecutive hitters without allowing a hit before that hit by Granderson. Phillies Wives Cookbook here in 2015. 36 favorite tasty recipes from Phillies players and coaches. The proceeds will benefit Phillies charities. You can get it by calling 1-877-GO-PHILS. We're going to the Majestic Clubhouse store or going to Phillies.com. It's $19.99. Luis Garcia will take over with a runner at second. Nobody out. An unearned run is scored for the Mets. Makes it 7-4. Elvis Araujo watches Lagares reached on the error by Freddie Galvis. Cespedes fouls it back. It was a remarkable stretch. 37 hitters without allowing a hit. I guess you would make it 38 hitters without allowing a hit because of the error off the bat of Lagares, and then Granderson doubles. The streak was the longest this year in Major League Baseball.
And if you think about it more, though, 38 hitters, and it's not as if he's coming in facing lefties only. He's doing it versus lefties and righties, which the Phillies have to be very happy with for the remainder of the year and the start of 2016, knowing that he's able to get lefties and righties out. Such a bonus.
That's going to be an extra base hit. Granderson froze for a moment, but he'll score. Cespedes goes to second. He's thinking 3. He's on his way. The throw by Sweeney is not in time. RBI triple by Yoenis Cespedes. And it's now 8-4 Mets. Tell you what, you forget that man can run.
Yeah, it's like a freight train going around those bases. First, he's got a very powerful swing. Drives his ball to right field. And Dominic Brown gets it in pretty quick, but right there kicks it in.
Infield is now in with the score 8-4 in favor of the Mets. Daniel Murphy is the batter. 1 ball and no strikes to Murphy. Yoenis Cespedes is going to make a lot of money this offseason. I mean, if only because of what he's done here in August. Not only because of what he's done here in August. I mean, he was moving around those bases. That's a big man. Field. It's getting loud again. Dominic Brown makes the catch. Cespedes tags and he'll score. Sac fly for Murphy. 9-4 Mets on top. And that is the first out of the inning. Pete Macadam goes to the bullpen. He'll bring in Justin DeFreitas. So Garcia allows a triple and a sac fly. And here comes DeFreitas with 1 man down. Another pitching change. 5-run lead for the Mets with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. In the last 2 innings, this inning it was Araujo and Luis Garcia. They weren't helped by the defense for the Phils, but it's a 9-4 Mets lead with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition 1, 2, 3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. So it's DeFreitas' turn to try to get through the rest of this inning. Michael Kadire is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs tonight. He's got a double and a home run. DeFreitas earned run average 5.93. Pretty lofty, considering the way he finished the season last year on such a high note. Starts him off with a breaking ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Matt, you talked about the amount of runs the Phillies are averaging, or the Mets are averaging during this winning streak and during this road trip. 6 games now. You add the number 9 to the total. I mean, they're going to be right around what you said during the Open, which was 10.4.
10.4. Yep. They're hitting with a lot of confidence, that's for sure.
They sure are. Kevin Long is their hitting coach, and I would think he's pretty pleased with what the results have been. There's a bloop to right. Dominic Brown can't get it. We'll pick it on a hop. Kadire, a double, a home run, and now a single.
Murphy's been in his ear the whole game.
Hits now for the Mets too. Dominic Brown over a few strides toward the line, makes the catch. 2 outs. Well, who knows what's going to happen as the rest of the season rolls on. As Clippard is going to hit here. So I guess Familia is not going to pitch, even though he was throwing a little bit. Who knows what's going to happen, but with the pitching staff the way it is, and if they hit even somewhere close to this, I don't know if the Nationals are going to be able to catch him. Which means there will no doubt be some changes in the air down in D.C. if that happens. Tyler Clippard with his first at bat this year. Like how Rupp was saying, come on, come on. There's no reason to nibble here.
Yeah, and I can't. He looks like he's going to swing.
It looks like his upper body wants to swing. I'm not sure about the lower body. 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, he did want to swing. Ground ball to Blanco. Inning is finally over, but the Mets tack on 3 more runs. So 5 runs in the last 2 innings. That means the task is even tougher for the Phillies. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Mets on top, 9-4. deliveries of the game. This Michael Kadire guy has just been unbelievable in this series.
Yeah, it is. This is back in the first inning. Hits his 16th double of the year, driving the ball to left center, scoring Cespedes. Then in the 8th inning, home run over the Geico sign, crushes it. He knows it. That's his 10th home run of the year, making at that point 6-0. And the WB Mason deliveries of the game.
Kadire's had a very good series. You can say that about a number of the Mets hitters. But Kadire, with his 3 hits tonight, has 7 hits in this series. He has 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Again, you can say that about just about anybody in the Mets lineup. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, I'm sure they've seen this in the third base dugout, but the Padres have held on and have defeated the Nationals 6-5. Justin Upton, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. So if the Phillies can't mount a massive comeback here, it's going to be a 6.5 game lead. I read somewhere in the paper today, I think the Mets magic number, and I'm guessing here, or I'm trying to recall here, was 33 coming into this ball game. So it's down to 32 with the loss by the Nats. Way too early to start thinking about that, but somebody did. In fact, it's early for everybody to start thinking about it, except for maybe the Royals. Defending American League champs are 13 up.
With a magic number of 25.
So that's to clinch the division, right?
Yeah. For the wild card, a lot less.
Fly ball down the left field line, slicing over the tarp and out of play. Inside, 3-2. Odubel's on deck. Fly ball to center field. Nagaris will track it down. The reigning Gold Glover in center field. And there's one away. Odubel Herrera's coming up. It'll be Herrera, then Ryan Howard with one out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Phils took 3 of 4 from the Marlins. Pulled out of the basement in the National League East. But they're up against a, even though it's hard to admit, they're up against a very different opponent. A hot opponent, and one that is just mashing the baseball right now. May need some time in the cage. A little fine tuning. He's got to get off that front leg.
Tampa, the Blue Jays are up 10-2. They just dropped a 6 spot in the 6th inning. Like 30 times this year, they have scored 5 times or more in 1 inning.
They can explode. David Price they got that 8-run lead. I'm sure that'll be fine for him.
A lot of smiles going on down there. A lot of smiles.
Got it with a changeup. Coming up after the ball game, Ricky Vitalico is standing by for Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post Game Live. We'll talk about this ball game between the Phils and the Mets. Ricky's also celebrating a birthday today, so happy birthday to Ricky Vitalico.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
Yep. Ricky Vitalico, Billy DeMars, Todd Zolecki. Probably have to throw Mike Recca in there too. It's his birthday today. Just a buddy of mine.
Oh. The catcher? First baseman?
He was left-handed. He was a junk ball pitcher. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Howard. Ground ball toward first. That should do it. Kadir's up with it. The flip to Clippard. And the inning is over. The ball game is over. The Mets have taken the first 3 against the Phils. They've won 8 straight against the Phillies. And their lead in the National League East is 6.5. Tough 3 games for the Phils. Tonight, Bartolo Colon did what the previous 2 starters for the Mets couldn't do, and that's pitch deep into a game.
Yeah, he went 7 innings. This here, nice 1-6-3 double play. Had good control of every single pitch tonight. He only walked 2 batters, struck out 8. Used his fastball very good. Depending on where he wanted to throw it, he could throw it there. High fastball, fastball in, sinker, 2-seamer, slider, changeup. He had the hitters up in front of a lot of pitches and looking at a lot of pitches inside.
Well, he is our Chevrolet player of the game. 9-4 the final score. The Mets have defeated the Phils. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.